What's good, fam? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to the first official video on this YouTube page. Today, I'm gonna be talking about 5 Instagram strategies that you can implement into your account. My name is Atif Atiq, and I'm the founder and creative director of an agency called Happy Monday. And we create content specifically for social media. We work with some of the biggest brands in the world to help them strategize and create content for their social presence. And because a lot of our clients live and breathe on Instagram, we do a lot of thinking around that platform. In gearing up for 2021, we've been thinking about Instagram strategies that will help our clients really thrive on the platform. And I'm gonna share all those strategies with you today. And listen, I want this to be valuable, so we're not gonna talk about the obvious tips, the obvious strategies of Instagram. Things like figure out the best time to post.
Obviously.
Use as much of the native functionality as you can, like stickers and stories. Post more video content.
Well, duh.
Pay attention to hashtags. Make sure that your brand has a look and feel. All of these strategies are obvious. That is not what we're discussing here today. I'm gonna give you really valuable, tangible, actionable strategies that you can implement today. Let's get into it. Strategy number 1. For the longest time, the biggest problem on Instagram was that the content there was not searchable. So that meant if you created a piece of content, if you spent a lot of time creating a piece of content and you put it on the platform, you were at the mercy of the algorithm to have other people watch it or see it. After 2-3 days of engagement, that post got pushed down and engagement dropped significantly. That content no longer becomes discoverable. It just gets pushed down on your feed and forgotten about. That is the biggest difference between Instagram and YouTube. All of YouTube content is search friendly. And now Instagram has implemented the same functionality into its platform, and that is a game changer for marketers. That means that your content becomes discoverable outside the algorithm. Okay, so how can you implement this strategy? Basically, you need to make sure that all the text that you write on the platform moving forward, especially on captions, is relevant to the post that you're making so that your post becomes more discoverable. There are other areas of your profile that are searchable as well, and I'll get to that in a second. Instagram strategy number 2. This one is a little unique, and I found out about this not too long ago. There's a supplemental app to Instagram called Threads. It's made by Instagram, made by Facebook. It's designed to kind of mimic a Snapchat-like experience, but it only connects you with your close friends. The people that you put in your close friends list on Instagram, those are the only people that you're able to interact with on this app. Messaging your close friends is not what we're gonna use it for. There are 2 key features that this app allows you to integrate into Instagram that I feel like are really powerful. The first feature, Threads allows you to post an away message in your Instagram profile. This is what it looks like. And you can have a sentence up to 60 characters, I think, and an emoji. This message shows up in your profile only to your close friends. If your close friends list is really tight, then this feature may not matter to you. But if you're a personal brand or a business that's operating on Instagram, what you can do, let's say you're a business, you can identify all of your top customers and put them in your close friends list. And then this message that appears on your profile will only be fed to them. You can have various specials, announcements, messages that you only want your core loyal customers to see. You can post it here. The second feature, and this is really cool, I just discovered this. As you all know, a lot of people use social media without the sound on. A mind-blowing statistic is that 80% of users use Facebook on mute. That means they're not listening to the sound. You run into this problem on Instagram as well. A lot of people are on the platform and don't have the sound on. In Threads, you can auto caption videos that you're creating and speaking inside of, just like this. This is the auto caption feature in Threads, and it works really well. Check it out. This is the auto caption feature in Threads, and it works really well. Check it out. And then once you have it, you can move it around. If anything got messed up, you can click on it and edit the word. Then you can download it and post it in stories on IG. See, it's that simple. You literally just talk and it auto captions your video for you, and then you can post that video on Instagram, and people who don't have the sound on can now understand what's going on and can engage with you. This brings me to my third Instagram strategy tip: optimize your Instagram profile. You need to look at your Instagram profile as prime real estate, because anytime somebody sees a photo that you post and they like it, the first action they're gonna do is go to your profile and check it out. When you go to your profile, the first thing that they see is the top half of the page. You need to make sure that your profile and your bio is completely optimized. Your bio is arguably the most important thing. It's 150 characters, and you want to make sure that it creates impact, that it makes a good first impression, and it conveys your personality within those 2 sentences. Your name, you get 30 characters for that. Make sure you optimize it because it is searchable. 2, your username, your handle. That is also searchable. You have 30 characters for that. Make sure it represents who you are. Your website. This is a clickable URL that you can put inside of your profile. Now, I recommend that you put a link aggregator here. This allows you to push people in multiple different directions and multiple different projects at the same time. I was using Linktree, which was really good, but recently I discovered Bitesize. Bitesize is much more my vibe. It's much more visual, and it allows me to aggregate all of my social presence into one space and gives people a good understanding of like where I live on the internet. And the best feature, I can connect my shop to this and sell merch directly from this little page. That's pretty dope. Okay, the last thing in your profile that's really important, and it takes up a significant amount of the screen, it's the divider between your profile and your content. It's story highlights. You want to make sure that the story highlights that are visible when you land on your profile are really well curated. So make sure that each story highlight has something to do with what your brand is and what you're trying to say online. For example, if you're a freelance photographer, you can have story highlights that are just individual portfolios of your work. You can have a portrait highlight, you can have a landscape highlight. That gives people the opportunity to learn about you within a few different slides very quickly. So be very intentional of your use of these story highlights. Strategy number 4, use Instagram Reels. If you don't know what Reels is, just think about it as stories on steroids. Think about it as these short narratives that you can create that you want living in your profile for a long period of time. Whereas a story disappears after 24 hours, a reel will stay in your profile till you archive it or delete it. And Instagram has put Reels front and center in the app. That means that they're placing a lot of importance on Reels, and that they're gonna push this within the algorithm and within the platform. So the more content you create for Reels, the more engagement you're gonna see. One of the key metrics that the algorithm favors is watch time. So you wanna make sure that you increase the watch time of your Reels as much as you can. And one way to do that is by adding text stickers to your Reels. What it does is that it gives the viewer something to do while they're watching the reel, and it increases retention. So if you're stitching together a story and you have text on it, people are more likely to watch it because they're reading what's happening. Add text stickers to your reels, it'll increase engagement. If you made it through this video, thanks for watching. I hope that some of these tips are valuable to you, that you're gonna implement some of these strategies into your own brand and into your own profile. I'm gonna be creating a lot more content like this, so please hit subscribe. Okay, here it is. Time for the 5th Instagram strategy that you can implement for 2021. Authenticity. I know that this word gets thrown around a lot and people are always like, make sure your content is authentic. But what does that mean? I have this theory that like we're living in this bubble of fakeness. It's people acting out fake lives, capturing them, and then posting it on social media to their audiences, who are then inspired and influenced by those lives and try to recreate it or try to live it. And because it was fake to begin with, there's no way to actually live that life. Continuing this bubble and circle of fakeness. We live in this bubble of fakeness and it's about to pop. What's going to happen after that is authenticity is going to rise. Content that feels authentic, that is authentic, is going to become much more important. We're seeing that already on other platforms like TikTok, where authenticity is key, is king. It's like, that's the most important thing. Like, content doesn't work unless it's authentic there. So you want to make sure that your content is authentic. You can do that by just being honest, by just being real and being vulnerable, by sharing the highs and the lows, the wins and the losses, the triumphs and the sadness. Like, one of the small ways that you can do this is by being caption first and image second. What I mean by that is, think about what you want to say first and write that down. Say that. Then find an image that best illustrates that, or create an image that best illustrates that. I promise you that that will feel more authentic to you, because often what we do is we have an image that we want to post because we think it looks cool and we think it's going to do well, and then we're struggling to figure out what the caption is for that. Change that. Shift that for a few posts and see what happens. All right, that's it. Those are my 5 Instagram strategies that you can implement into your account now and see positive movement and positive growth. Hit me in the comments with what other platforms you want to learn strategies of, what other platforms you're using, and if you have a strategy for 2021, share that with me right now so that I can learn from you as well. There's a lot more content coming on my channel over the next few months. I'm working on some vlogs, an interview series, some behind the scenes stuff, so you'll see a lot more videos being posted here.